dream it all. Listen close and join my song. Gentle stories all night long. Snuggle in and rest your head. Magic dreams will now be spread. Close your eyes, so calm and bright. Now begins our dream. Begins our dream. Tonight.
Lulu and the Starbridge Adventure. The evening breeze whispered gently across the dream meadow, carrying with it the sweet scent of night-blooming flowers and the soft sparkle of stardust. Lulu, the little white sheep, was lying on her favorite patch of grass, gazing up at the magnificent canopy of stars that stretched endlessly above her home. "Oh my," Lulu sighed contentedly, her fluffy wool shimmering in the starlight. "What a beautiful night this is. I wonder what adventures are waiting out there among the stars." As she spoke these words, a tiny rustling sound came from the nearby cluster of silver bushes. Lulu's ears perked up with curiosity. She had learned that the dream meadow was full of surprises, and her gentle heart was always ready to welcome something new. "Hello?" Lulu called softly. "Is someone there?" Out from behind the bushes rolled a small, spiky ball, but as it came closer, Lulu could see it wasn't a ball at all. It was a little hedgehog with the most beautiful deep blue spines she had ever seen. The hedgehog's spines sparkled like tiny sapphires in the starlight. "Oh!" exclaimed the hedgehog, uncurling herself and looking up at Lulu with bright, friendly eyes. "I'm sorry if I startled you. I'm Rosie. I've been traveling for days and days, and I'm so tired." This meadow looked so peaceful and welcoming. Lulu's heart filled with warmth. "Welcome to the dream meadow, Rosie. I'm Lulu. Please, don't apologize. I'm so happy to meet you. Are you hungry? Thirsty? The meadow has the sweetest water from the crystal stream, and the grass here is softer than clouds." Rosie's eyes lit up with gratitude. "That sounds wonderful. I've been searching for something very special, and I was beginning to think I'd never find it." "What are you looking for?" Lulu asked, settling down beside her new friend. "Maybe I can help you. I know every corner of the dream meadow, every flower and every stream." Rosie looked up at the stars, her small paws clasped together. "I'm looking for the Starbridge, the magical bridge that connects our world to the star gardens above. My grandmother told me stories about it when I was very small. She said it appears only on the most special nights, when someone with a pure heart and a spirit of adventure is ready to discover it." Lulu's eyes grew wide with wonder. "A bridge to the stars? How magical! I've lived here all my life, and I've seen so many wonders, but I've never heard of the Starbridge. Tell me more." Rosie's face glowed with excitement as she began to share her grandmother's stories. According to the old tales, the Starbridge appears as a shimmering pathway of light that stretches from the highest hill in any magical place up to the stars themselves. Those who cross it can visit the star gardens, where wishes are tended like flowers and dreams grow on trees. "That sounds absolutely incredible," Lulu breathed. "But why are you searching for it?" Rosie's expression grew thoughtful. "My little sister back home has been having terrible nightmares. She can't sleep peacefully, and nothing we try seems to help. Grandmother said that in the star gardens, there grows a special flower called the dream blossom. Just one petal from this flower can bring the most peaceful, beautiful dreams to anyone who keeps it near their pillow." Lulu's heart immediately filled with compassion. "Oh, Rosie, we must help your sister. If this Starbridge exists, We'll find it together. I may not know about this particular magic, but I know that the Dream Meadow is full of wonders, and two friends searching together are always stronger than one searching alone. Rosie's eyes sparkled with tears of joy. Really? You'd help me? But you just met me. Of course, Lulu said, nuzzling her new friend gently. Friends help friends. And besides, this sounds like the most wonderful adventure. Now, let's think. If the Starbridge appears from the highest hill, we need to find the tallest point in the Dream Meadow. The two friends spent some time discussing what they knew about the meadow's geography. Lulu explained that while the Dream Meadow seemed to stretch endlessly in all directions, there were indeed some areas that were higher than others. There's the Whispering Hill to the north, Lulu mused, and the Moonbeam Ridge to the east. But the highest place I know of is the Stargazer's Peak, far to the west. I've only been there once, and it was quite a journey. Then that's where we need to go, Rosie said, her determination shining bright. When should we start? Lulu looked up at the stars, noting their positions. Well, if we're looking for magic, I think we should travel at night. The stars are brightest then, and if the Starbridge is truly made of starlight, it would be most visible in the darkness. And so the two friends began their journey across the Dream Meadow. As they walked, Lulu pointed out all the magical features of her home. They passed the singing flowers, whose petals chimed like tiny bells in the breeze. They crossed the crystal stream, where the water was so clear it reflected not just the stars above, but stars from other worlds as well. This place is even more magical than I imagined, Rosie said as they paused to drink from the stream. No wonder you love living here. It's even more wonderful now that I have a friend to share it with, Lulu replied warmly. As they continued their journey, they encountered the sleepy willows, whose long branches swayed lazily even when there was no wind, humming soft lullabies. Under their gentle melody, both friends felt refreshed and peaceful. Look, Rosie pointed ahead with her tiny paw. Is that the Stargazer's Peak? In the distance, silhouetted against the star-filled sky, rose a gentle hill that seemed to reach toward the heavens. Its summit was crowned with a circle of ancient stones that glowed with a soft, inner light. Yes, that's it, Lulu confirmed. I remember those stones. They're called the Dreamkeeper Stones, and they're said to hold the memories of every beautiful dream that's ever been dreamed in the meadow. The climb to the peak was gentle but steady. As they ascended, the air grew lighter and seemed to shimmer with possibility. The grass beneath their feet felt springier, and tiny flowers that glowed like stars themselves lined their path. I can feel something magical happening, Rosie whispered as they approached the circle of stones. Can you feel it too? Lulu nodded, her wool beginning to sparkle more brightly. Yes, it's like the whole meadow is holding its breath, waiting for something wonderful to happen. As they reached the summit and stepped into the circle of Dreamkeeper stones, the most extraordinary thing began to occur. The stones began to glow brighter, and streams of silver light began to flow from each one, reaching up toward the stars. Rosie, look, Lulu gasped. The streams of light were weaving together, forming a magnificent bridge of shimmering starlight that arched gracefully up into the sky. The Starbridge was real, and it was more beautiful than either of them had ever imagined. We found it, Rosie squeaked with joy. We actually found the Starbridge. The bridge pulsed gently with warm, inviting light. As they approached it, they could see that it was made of what looked like solid starlight, translucent but sturdy, warm but not hot, and filled with tiny sparkles that danced like happy fireflies. Are you ready for this adventure? Lulu asked, extending her hoof to her friend. With you beside me, I'm ready for anything, Rosie replied, taking Lulu's hoof in her small paw. Together, they stepped onto the Starbridge. The sensation was unlike anything they had ever experienced. It was like walking on solidified moonbeams, and with each step, they felt lighter and more filled with wonder. As they climbed higher on the bridge, they began to see things that took their breath away. Below them, the dream meadow spread out like a tapestry of silver and blue, with streams of light connecting every magical place. Above them, the stars grew larger and brighter, and they could see that each star was actually a gateway to another world. "Look at all those worlds," Rosie marveled. "There must be thousands of them, and each one probably has its own meadows and friends and adventures," Lulu added dreamily. As they reached the highest point of the bridge, they found themselves standing at the entrance to the most beautiful garden they had ever seen. The star gardens were beyond description. Flowers made of light grew in neat rows. Trees bore fruit that looked like tiny planets, and butterflies with wings like galaxy spirals fluttered from blossom to blossom. "Welcome, young travelers," came a gentle voice. They turned to see a tall, graceful figure approaching them. She appeared to be made of starlight herself, with long flowing hair that sparkled like the Milky Way and eyes that held the warmth of distant suns. "I am Stella, the gardener of dreams," she said with a warm smile. "I have been watching your journey, and I am touched by the love and friendship that brought you here. You seek the dream blossom for one who suffers from nightmares." "Yes," Rosie said, her voice filled with hope. "My little sister cannot sleep peacefully. We've tried everything, but nothing helps her." Stella nodded understandingly. "The dream blossom is indeed powerful, but it is not given lightly. It requires not just a pure heart, but also a sacrifice of something precious. Are you prepared for this?" Lulu and Rosie looked at each other, then back at Stella. "What kind of sacrifice?" Lulu asked. "Each of you must give up your most treasured memory," Stella explained gently. "The dream blossom draws its power from the joy and love contained in such memories. But fear not, while you will no longer remember these specific moments, the love and happiness they brought you will remain in your hearts forever." Rosie didn't hesitate. "I'll give up my most precious memory if it means my sister can sleep peacefully." Lulu nodded in agreement. "And I'll give up mine too. That's what friends do. They help each other, no matter what." Stella smiled, and her smile was like the dawn breaking over a peaceful world. "Your willingness to sacrifice for others shows that you are truly ready. But I have even better news. Because you came here together, as friends, and because you were both willing to make this sacrifice, the magic is doubled. You may each give up a happy memory, but not your most precious one. The dream blossom will still have the power your sister needs." Relief and joy flooded through both friends. Stella led them to a special part of the garden where a single, magnificent flower grew. The dream blossom was unlike any flower they had ever seen. Its petals were made of crystallized moonlight, and its center glowed with the soft, warm light of peaceful sleep. "Think of a happy memory you're willing to part with," Stella instructed. "Hold it in your mind. Feel all the joy it brought you, and then let it flow into the flower." Lulu thought of a day when she had discovered a patch of especially sweet clover. It had been a small joy, but a real one. She let the memory flow from her heart into the flower, and watched as one petal glowed even brighter. Rosie thought of an afternoon when she had found a particularly beautiful smooth stone. It had made her happy for days, and now she let that happiness flow into the dream blossom. Another petal sparkled with increased light. Stella carefully plucked a single petal from the flower. Even removed from the flower, it continued to glow with gentle, peaceful light. "This petal will bring your sister the most beautiful dreams," she said, handing it to Rosie. "But more than that, it will take away her nightmares and replace them with visions of friendship, adventure, and love." As Rosie carefully tucked the petal into her pouch, Stella had one more gift for them. "Because you have shown such friendship and kindness, I want to give you something else. This flower seed, she said, handing a tiny, glowing seed to Lulu, will grow into a friendship blossom in your dream meadow. Whenever you plant it and tend it with care, it will bloom and call to other lonely hearts, helping them find friends just as you two found each other. Both friends were overwhelmed with gratitude. They thanked Stella many times before beginning their journey back across the Starbridge. The return journey was filled with excitement and anticipation. They talked about Rosie's sister, about the amazing star gardens, and about all the adventures they might have together in the future. You know, Rosie said as they walked back across the dream meadow, I came here looking for a magical flower, but I found something even more precious. What's that? Lulu asked, though she thought she knew the answer. I found a friend, Rosie said warmly, the best friend I could ever hope for. And I found my first real friend too, Lulu replied. This has been the most wonderful adventure of my life. As dawn began to break over the dream meadow, painting the sky in soft pastels of pink and gold, they reached Lulu's favorite spot near the crystal stream. The Starbridge had faded with the coming of daylight, but the memory of their incredible journey would stay with them forever. I should start my journey home, Rosie said, though she seemed reluctant to leave. My sister is waiting, and I can't wait to help her sleep peacefully again. Of course, Lulu said, understanding completely, but promise me you'll come back and visit, and bring your sister when she's feeling better. I'd love to meet her. I promise, Rosie said, giving Lulu the biggest hug her small arms could manage. And you must promise me something too. Anything, Lulu said. Promise me you'll plant that friendship blossom seed. There are so many other lonely hearts out there who could use a friend like you. Lulu nodded, holding the precious seed carefully. I promise. And who knows? Maybe the next friend who comes to the dream meadow will be ready for an adventure to the star gardens too. As Rosie began her journey home, Lulu watched until her friend disappeared over the hills. Then she found the perfect spot for the friendship blossom, a place where the morning sun would warm it and the evening stars would shine down on it. As she carefully planted the seed, Lulu thought about all the wonderful things that had happened. She had made her first friend, gone on an incredible adventure, helped someone in need, and learned that friendship makes everything more magical. The dream meadow was still the same beautiful, peaceful place it had always been. The crystal stream still sang its gentle song, the singing flowers still chimed in the breeze, and the stars still sparkled brilliantly in the sky. But now it felt different to Lulu. It felt like home in a way it never had before, because she had shared it with a friend. As she settled down in her favorite spot to watch the sunrise, Lulu smiled contentedly. She knew that Rosie would help her sister, that the dream blossom would work its magic, and that soon she would see her friend again. And she knew that when the friendship blossom bloomed, it would bring other friends to the dream meadow. Friends who would share in its magic and perhaps go on adventures of their own. The gentle morning breeze whispered through the grass, carrying with it the promise of new adventures, new friendships, and new wonders yet to be discovered. And Lulu, the little white sheep of the dream meadow, fell asleep peacefully, dreaming of stars and bridges and the very best friend a sheep could ever have. In the days that followed, the friendship blossom grew quickly, nurtured by Lulu's care and the magic of the dream meadow. And sure enough, just as Stella had promised, it began to call to other lonely hearts, ready to weave new stories of friendship and adventure in the magical place where stars touched the earth and dreams came true. And so, surrounded by the endless wonders of her home, Lulu lived happily, knowing that the best adventures are always the ones shared with friends, and that the dream meadow would always be there, ready for the next magical journey to begin.
so clear. Lulu whispers soft and bright, sleep so well and good night. Sweetest dreams will softly flow. Lulu stays with you, you know, till we meet again, my dear. Let your dreams keep drawing near. Till we meet again, my dear. Let your dreams keep drawing.